Paradise, Louisiana, with Gary Risponi and Don Dubuque. Paradise, Louisiana would also like to thank these sponsors.
Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change, Cracker Barrel Convenience Stores. We have more than you expect. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Louisiana, Farm Bureau Insurance, Louisiana Fish Fry Products, Demco, First South Farm Credit, Area Wholesale Tire Company, with tire programs for tire dealers.
Welcome to a sad Paradise, Louisiana. Duck season fairly starting to end. One more week. I'm Gary Risponi, and I don't know if it's sad to you, but it's been very sad to me.
Well, I'm Don Dubuque, and it's not only sad for the end of duck season, deer season's getting winding up too.
Yeah.
Still got a little bit of time left for the bow hunters and the primitive weapons, but pretty much it's coming to an end. But there's still some good news. A lot of small game hunting still getting ready for some prime time.
That's right. And in some national wildlife refuges and in the state wildlife refuges or management areas, there's going to be a lot of hunting going on. But Don, you know, we'll talk about this week. I know you had a very busy week, but I had a very good week, you know, but it wasn't hunting and fishing. I was out there hunting and fishing, but it didn't do that well. I black clouded 2 more people, but the most the most fun I had was Saturday night, and you've been one of them, the Hall of Fame, the American Italian Sports Hall of Fame in New Orleans at the Hilton, and I was there again thanks to Dr. Philip Cancelleri. He always remembers me and helps me bring guests and takes care of me. Philip, I thank you. But you was the talk of the town over there. Every time I look around, some Rumble graduate was winning an award. The pitcher from LSU, Paul Bertocini, his daddy is a Rumble graduate. He was talking about fishing and hunting, and all of a sudden he introduced me to his son, and I remember him pitching. Coach Paul Maneri introduced him, and they mentioned it. Coach Maneri, congratulations to him, and everybody talking about first father and son group will be in the Collegiate Hall of Fame, Baseball Hall of Fame. So, you know, everybody was talking about that. Guess what Coach Maneri was showing? I also bought Marty Biaggi, who's the defensive backs coach at Southern. He's over there, and he's talking to Coach and talking about sports, and all of a sudden Coach saw me and said, "Oh, fishing." He said, "Oh, let me show you." So I caught this
14-pound
redfish, and he got you in the picture. Yeah. He said, "I was with Don Dubuque and Coach Maestri and Coach Cater."
He become a fisherman, a real fisherman. He's beginning to brag about it. But they had some real celebrities there, too. I'm talking about from the athletic world and the arts and entertainment world.
Darryl LaMonica, Joe Piscopo was it. I'm going to tell you, he wasn't there. I was looking forward. You know, Joe Piscopo, I watched him do his Frank Sinatra imitation, but Dina Martin was there again. You remember, she's entertained. People didn't want to go down. But Darryl LaMonica, I found out, and I was talking to him. Frank Michelle told me, he said, "This guy does a fishing show." He said, "Oh, man, I love it." I said, "You ever did any red fishing?" Yeah, 1 or 2 times, but I'm your man. So I said, "Would you be willing to come down here? And anytime you set it up, you call Donna, and we'll take you fishing." So,
and of course, for people that don't know, Darryl LaMonica was a professional quarterback with the Oakland Raiders.
The Bomber.
And didn't he go? Did he go to Notre Dame? Was he?
Sure went to Notre Dame, and
the Bad Bomber.
The Bad Bomber. He was something.
It'd be great to have him come down and do some.
Andy Canizera from Tulane and Mandeville. Again, I said, that Don. Mandeville. I'll tell you what, Don,
I live in an exclusive neighborhood. I run with some big dogs, huh?
You run with some big dogs. You know, but that was it. And then again, we went with our friend Byron Briggs. We made a duck hunt with him. I black clouded him. We'll show you more on them to get out of here early. I also went to Bayou Dularge with Robert Dupont, and he also partners with Tommy Pellegrin down there. And Tommy and them have been on those redfish. It's unbelievable, the amount of redfish we're catching. The water would not warm up over 50 degrees. We tried, we caught 2 specks, but the redfish, I was scared to fall in the water because you can get it eat. That's how much the redfish are over there.
Now, you also got to make a National Wild Turkey Federation Wheelin Sportsman event?
Well, you know, Don, I've been every year. I had a late notice. But Jordan Terahana and his friend Austin, they went there. And by the way, Austin Hunt shot somebody to kill. So we had a young camera guy was over there, and Austin was real excited about going, but he did us more favor than we did him. And Jordan, you know, is tremendous when he comes to dealing with people and shooting videos. So I wasn't there, but it was one more year that we covered the National Wild Turkey Federation, Wheelin Sportsman, and they call it Felix the Challenge Hunt at Bayou, Cocodrie, spelled just like
Cocodrie.
That's what I'm talking
When you
about.
cross that North Louisiana, South Louisiana line, it becomes Cocodrie. Well, I got to make a trip. One of the things I really enjoy doing, but don't get to do it that often, bow fishing. This time on a very chilly night down in Port Sulphur. Captain Jeremy Roussel of Bow Fishing Unlimited, some of my family members, and we had a great time and some good camera work done too.
You remember when it first came out, it was always a little controversy. But then more and more people did it, they realized it wasn't like shooting fish in a barrel, how hard it was. You know, and you can be more selective with that bow and arrow than you can with that rod and reel.
Absolutely can. All right, we got that and a whole lot of news and fishing reports coming your way. This is Paradise, Louisiana.
When you're ready to really enjoy life at a slower pace, become a landowner. First South Farm Credit specializes in financing and refinancing land, but not just for farmers. They offer loans to purchase timberland, hunting and fishing, or recreational property. Their experience in land, timber, and loans set them apart from standard lending institutions. Contact a First South Farm Credit loan officer for more information. First South Farm Credit, a specialized rural land investment lender helping you realize your dream.
These engines run for thousands of hours to prove.
And prove it we did. With 20% more cleaning agents than before, Shell nitrogen-enriched gasoline.
No, the gasoline protects your engine better!
Awkward. Try Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines.
No other gasoline protects your engine better.
Visit Cracker Barrel convenience stores before heading fishing or hunting. We have more than you expect.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana. And Gary, one of the activities we have here in Louisiana, which a lot of people really don't ever get to experience, particularly in the wintertime, is the sport of bow fishing. And of course, it's done at night, mainly in airboats. You need the right rig up, you need the right bows, fishing arrows, you need generators, lights to spot the fish. So generally, most people don't do it on their own. They will get a guide service to do them and take them. But it's a growing sport, and more people are getting into their own rigs. Had the opportunity to go down there with yet another Rummel guy, ex-Rummel football player, Jeremy Roussel, Captain Jeremy. He's got a good operation. He's got a lodge that sleeps 18 people. He talks about the bachelor parties that come down there, how popular it's getting. Also about the differences between bow fishing in the summertime and the wintertime. One thing I like about it in the wintertime is it gets dark so early. You get started early, you get finished early. You're not out there 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning like you are in the summertime when it doesn't get dark until 8 or 8:30. But went down to Port Sulphur. Water was extremely low. Water was cold. Fish are not as active, and he talks about that. Had the crew, my brother, we call him Uncle Sniper, Bobby. His daughter's boyfriend, Robert, was along with us. And then Iron Mike, you know, my nephew, Iron Mike, and deckhand Chad, and my cameraman, Neil Giratano, who really did a great job on capturing some of those shots, because bow fishing, not only is it hard to hit those fish in the water with the light refraction issue and all of that, and the boat's moving, the fish are moving, but it's hard for a cameraman. He doesn't know where it's coming, where it's going, and he's looking through a viewfinder trying to find a fish that's swimming underneath a light. It's kind of a organized chaos, but it's a lot of fun. We were successful in getting quite a few redfish, and you know, it's just a great sport, and want to tell people, you know, it's something to do in the wintertime. You just got to dress warm, because those boat rides in an airboat, when it's around freezing temperatures on that water, is extremely cold.
Well, another thing too, a lot of times to do it in wintertime, you got a lot of north winds that blow the water out. So with the airboats, you don't have to worry about getting stuck on those sandbars, but it also congregates the fish.
It does. Fish are definitely concentrated. Let's take you down there now. This is Captain Jeremy Roussel of Bow Fishing Unlimited, and we're bow fishing in Port Sulphur on a chilly night. Right here. Right back there, right there. There he is. Right up with the face. Right here, Neil. Neil. right, so when January comes around, we get these hard cold fronts, low, dirty, cold water, can't hardly get the fish to bite. What do? You trade your rod and reel in for these, and you go prehistoric.
Well, on a good clear night, most of the time it's like an aquarium. You know, you can actually see what the fish do at nighttime and see how they react, which shorelines they like to hang out in. You know, they typically hang out on a windy shoreline. On a good night, I'm gonna say you probably see around 200 fish a night.
Got him! Ah. Oh yeah! Now, one thing to remember when you're bow fishing, all the same regulations as far as your bag limit and your size limits apply. If you're lucky enough to get that many, it is. Believe me, it ain't as easy as it looks. Oh yeah, I see. Oh! Oh, right one.
You see where they like to hang out, all your points. You typically hang out on your points. Shells, crab traps, oyster beds, any kind of structure really the fish are hanging out by.
There's a shot, all right.
Well, the big thing with the bachelor party is the brides love it. You know, it's a chance for the guys to get out, have a good time, stay out of trouble. We specialize at bachelor parties. You know, we have a lodge. It sleeps 18 guys, so it is a lot of fun.
Oh. All right, good shot. All right, so if your pleasure is combining bow hunting with fishing, bow fishing's the thing for you.
Ask me about my Tempur-Pedic.
Ask me how fast I fall asleep.
Why not talk to someone who's sleeping on the most highly recommended bed in America?
Ask me about staying asleep.
Tempur-Pedic owners are more satisfied than owners of any traditional mattress brand.
Ask me how it feels after 10 years.
Tempur-Pedic, the most highly recommended bed in America.
Ask about Tempur-Pedic at Olin's, where you know you always get the guaranteed low price. Olin's is the only store in Baton Rouge and Lafayette with the full line of Tempur-Pedics.
We build tires, but not tires like anybody else. We build Cooper tires for people, not just cars. People who are chauffeurs and shuttle pilots, heavy haulers and heavy hitters. More than what your Cooper tires can do, it's about what you can do with your Cooper tires. Life's a road trip. Come on, let's go.
Of all the tools in your house, this could easily be the most dangerous, but it doesn't have to be. At Dimco, we can't stress this enough. Just keep it, and you, far away from power lines.
Demco, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Welcome to Paradise, Louisiana. Today we on Bayou Cocodrie National Wildlife Refuge in Ferriday, Louisiana. We're on a Wheelin Sportsman hunt, sponsored by the Concordia Delta Long Beach chapter of the National Wild Turkey Federation. This morning we got about, maybe 8 or 10 hunters out. Looks like it's going to be a beautiful day after all-night rain. We're going to sit here and see if we can't knock us down some brown hair. Maybe give one or two of them a dirt bath. But they also put us on a good stand where there's plenty of hogs, and I certainly won't pass up the opportunity to help eradicate some of them out here as well.
We have our annual Wheelin hunt, which is hunters with disabilities. We average up to 20 hunters. This year we had a few that couldn't make it. And what we do is we take up to 20 hunters out, put them on stand. We have guides, and we take hunters that can't get up and get about on their own. We make sure that they have a place to hunt, and this is a public facility. Anyone can come out and hunt at any time, but we have a special allocated section of land that's set aside just for hunters with disabilities. One of the things that's very important about this hunt is these gentlemen, or these ladies and gentlemen, get to do something on this hunt that you and I may take for granted. We can just wake up in the morning, jump in our vehicles, and go about our business and go hunting however we please. The ladies and gentlemen that partake in this hunt, they can't do that. They have to have somebody that can either take them to their hunt, take them to their stands, pick them up, and that's what we do. And we have a huge volunteer base that come out here and make sure that they're fed breakfast, dinner, supper on a Friday evening. They're taken to and from their stands. Should they harvest an animal, we've got people here that clean the animal, process the animal, send it home with them. If they choose that they do not want the animal, we've got somebody that will take it home with them. But it's just life's challenges that we take for granted. That's what these gentlemen, these ladies and gentlemen get to take home with them. They have somebody here that can help them on a daily basis while they're out here.
Daniel? He ain't gonna let nobody look.
Get it done, man.
What's up, everybody? Jordan Terrano here, and me and Austin are having a blast over here at the Bayou Cocodrie Reserve. We're on the Wheelin Sportsman hunt, and I'm back in action with my boy, Mr. Gill. We felt really strong after we had that hunt this morning. We saw 8-point, and we saw a doe. So we actually came back to the same spot, and despite this wind, this heavy wind that's coming from our left to our right, heavy west wind, and it's warmed up despite all the wind, I think we'll still emerge victorious. So stay tuned for some super Central Louisiana action right here on Paradise, Louisiana. Good shot, man. Good shot. Good shot.
You saw a little piglet. You saw the piglet?
Yeah, I saw the piglet.
Is he down?
Yeah, he dropped.
Did he?
He's wiggling around. As a hunt for the sacred backstrap just ended in a pig massacre. Mr. Gill bringing home the bacon. What do you got to say about that, Mr. Gill?
Thank God for peripheral vision. That's all I can tell you. That big black sow caught the corner of my eye. I guarantee you that thing don't go 2.5. It don't go 2. And then the piglet runs off. You grab the call. So you want me to try? Well, heck, why not? 5 minutes later, here she comes, coming back to mama. Well, we laid her down as well. So we're not bringing home any backstrap or any horns, but we do have some hog meat to mix with the deer that we already have, and we help eradicate some of them swine off of Bayou Cocodrie Wildlife Refuge.
Man, we're gonna have all kinds of critters lined up to take a picture with.
We're not bringing home any backstrap, not bringing home any roast or any deer ground meat. But everybody likes the other white meat. We got plenty of pork chop coming home tonight.
I was hunting with Austin this afternoon, sitting with me filming, and about 5 minutes before it was time to stop hunting, I saw a flicker of ear to my right, So I told him, I said, there's a deer. I said, when you get on it, let me know and I'll shoot. So he told me he was on it, and the deer jumped the ditch onto the side of the road, and I shot it and got it. So I was real happy. We saw 2 other really big bucks that he got film on. They were so far away, I'm not sure if they'll show up that good. And 1 big pig that was really far too, I think we got film of. So it was a really good hunt, and I really enjoyed it.
Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change has been keeping cars and trucks in Baton Rouge clean and running smooth for over 50 years. At Benny's, we feature professional car washing, complete detailing, high-tech waxing and buffing, interior cleaning, and tire shine. Benny's, one stop for car maintenance with complete oil and lube services and even state inspections at our express locations. Visit one of our 5 convenient locations, including our newest store on Greenwell Springs Road. And don't forget to stop by Be Quick Convenience Store and Fuel Stop. Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change. Drive in dirty, drive out clean.
It's the middle of the winter time. Air temperature is cold, water temperature is getting cold. Beautiful day. Stay tuned, we're gonna show you where to catch fish.
Come to the family-owned and operated Cassius Casino in Port Allen today, where the Vegas-style video poker machines are ready for your entertainment. Cassius Casino is the finest, cleanest, classiest casino around. And Cassius 50-style diner is now serving seafood daily, along with your favorite home-cooked specials 24/7. Hey, Cassius is fun. Cassius is exciting. So come to the unsinkable Cassius Casino in Port Allen. Over the river 2 miles west of exit 151.
Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance doesn't hire celebrities to push auto coverage. We think people might like to make decisions based on service and savings, not just because that guy from that show says it's a good idea. Instead of faces you know from your TV, we offer faces you know from your neighborhood. Because we're based in Louisiana, with local agents right in your town. That's really the only thing we want to be famous for. Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Real service, real people.
Hey, welcome back to Dularge, Louisiana. Been wanting to get back here to Bayou Dularge for forever since I made a good trip. Captain Rob Dupont with Impulse Charters. Captain Rob, cool weather, cool water. What we doing?
Fishing's been great, Gary. Right now we're looking at 45-degree water temperatures. We've been catching limits of reds every day. We're gonna go over there, we'll catch our limit of reds real quick and wait for the trout water to warm back up on the flats. We're looking at 50 to 53 degrees, and we're gonna go look for those trout and catch them up.
That sound like a winner. Got old classmates, Harold Lambert, Ken Lambert. They tired of all this TV bull. They're ready to go catch some fish. So stay tuned. You're watching Paradise, Louisiana.
All right, Gary. YOLO. You only live once. Let's go do it.
I tell you what, and it's fast coming to an end. Henry Mouton, see that resolution? In a bay boat. Keeping my promise.
First cast, first fish.
Nick?
Yes, sir, I do. Come on, Yola.
YOLO. You only live once, brother. Look here, double up. I'm gonna swing him in now. All right. Woo-wee.
Look at that. Come on, Barry.
Spot you put him in, Rob.
Right here in K2. We've been here 5 minutes. First cast produced a fish. We've already got 4 in the box, and we've got number 5 on the line right now.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
Oh, Howard, John Howard, Lambert Jr. John Howard, Lambert Jr.
Nice fish. I'm gonna measure this one because he looks like he's 27. Temperature was in the low 30s this morning. No rush to get out here. The tide's been falling all day, and we've been doing this for about 3 or 4 weeks now, catching our redfish first, letting the water warm up a little bit. Right now it's probably around 48, 49 degrees, and we got a redfish on right here. Look. Redfishing in Bayou Dularge. We're using a highlight tackle, anchovy in the new colors. This is a green onion on the top, and this is a natural minnow on the bottom. They're going to be available at catchthat.com. Catching redfish every cast.
That's what Just Grab It commercial. It is, perfect size. Ready to eat.
Pretty bait. It's a real thin body. It has a really good action. Very narrow, so it stays upright in the water column. Redfish love it.
That anchovy, Capt. Ain't no secret, this is cheap.
Number 15. We've been here for 40 minutes.
Days at golden medal. Let me tell y'all about my quarterback. You know, like that, Lord, I don't want nobody to talk about my quarterback. Now, Hal Lambert, when he was in school, he was everything. He was a class favorite. He was the king of homecoming. He made all district in 3 sports. He made all state in 1. Signed a scholarship with Kentucky. He had all the girls, you know. Why am I taking care of him right now? He had all the girls and everything in high school. And he still catches fish. But after we got our 50th reunion coming up this year. Can you believe that? Neither one of them look, I know I don't look a day over 75. Hal, look at him right now. He looks like he's in his 50s.
Ralph Campanile and all of our teammates from 64 Redemptorist High Team, you need to get in touch with Mr. Risponi, formerly known as Rispone, to you guys, and he can put you on the fish. He's got contacts with some great guides throughout the state of Louisiana, and he's the one to talk to, man. The notion that he's a black cloud has been lifted, because every time I've been with him, we've limited out on anything we're trying to catch.
Yeah. You growed up on them. One time, bought my house on Ono Island in Orange Beach in 2003. And every time I want to catch a real fish, I drive back over here to Louisiana. Best place to fish.
I'm here, fish. One of the newest rods by Garcia. It's a Veracity. Extremely light, with a Revo inshore reel, very balanced, lighter action tip, though a smaller bait, and plenty of backbone for redfish. If you want to catch some reds, right around this point, this water's coming through over these clamshells. I also have some bass in the roseos. Pitch that bait in those roseos and jig it like a worm, might catch a few bass.
Go on. Look at him.
Ready? Coming up.
That's a good one.
January and February, what we're looking for is water temperature. Water temperature is most important because we're looking for 50 degrees or above, 53 being a magic number. The This morning it was really cold. The temperature was low, 48 degrees. North wind's been blowing all week. So we went looking for the redfish. All that water's pouring out of the marsh and dried up in the holes, and these redfish are coming into the main bayous, and we're targeting those. We're using some chicken on a chain colors, natural minnow colors. Today we tried to go look for some trout. The water's sitting at 50 degrees right now, and it just wasn't happening. It's almost 2 o'clock right now, and as the day goes on, those trout are going to bite. Seven and a half. Bait choices right now, we're all using plastic. Live bait is not available right now. The shrimp have moved out of the marsh. When all else fails, we use Berkeley gulp. This morning we used some gulp. We used some high life tackle anchovies and tight line on the bottom. We're not using corks. The bite's really slow, and you barely feel it, and you just want to reel real slow. Sometimes they'll just pick it up and you'll feel the weight of it, especially on the trout. The redfish have been pretty good today. We've actually caught them pretty much every cast.
Impulse Fishing Charters, Dularge, Louisiana, Capt. Rob Dupont.
We build tires, but not tires like anybody else. We build Cooper tires for people, not just cars. People who are chauffeurs and shuttle pilots, heavy haulers and heavy hitters. More than what your Cooper tires can do, it's about what you can do with your Cooper tires. Life's a road trip. Come on, let's go.
You watching Paradise, Louisiana? I watch it around the world on YouTube.
These engines run for thousands of hours to prove we did. With 20% more cleaning agents than before, Shell nitrogen-enriched gasoline.
The gasoline protects your engine better!
Awkward. Try Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines.
No other gasoline protects your engine better.
Visit Cracker Barrel convenience stores before heading fishing or hunting. We have more than you expect.
What's for breakfast? Honey bun. For you, I can't have it. Now I'm eating a cracker. Because the only McDonald's in the area had computer problems and wasn't open. So I knew the day was going to start bad.
Gary, that's why we call this place Teal Lake, because they got so many teal that they just like to come in here with all this indigo and all this food we have in here. And we're real lucky to have a place like this close to town. You know?
Tell me about your season overall. I know you had a bad start because you're building that house.
That's right. Overall, it's not what we expected it would be this season. We had 2 or 3 real lulls during the year. Nobody had birds, and I don't know where they went. And then we had that big freeze that came in, and we thought the birds were going to come in, and I don't know if it blew them out or what. But it got real bad.
Maybe they just came over and it wound up in South America somewhere.
I'm starting to believe that.
For somebody not real experienced at bird hunting, period, ducks, dove, pheasant, anything, moving targets.
Okay.
If there's one tip that you try and give them to give them a better shot, what is it?
It would be following through on your lead, because that's the most important thing, is to go ahead and follow through. And a lot of people just stop, and that's why they miss. You got to follow through on your lead.
sit by Gary. Good way to end the hunt with some good old gumbo from Don Seafood.
Don Seafood, that's it?
That's it. Can't beat that, huh?
Good hunting, too.
Good old gumbo from Don Seafood. Anything from Don Seafood. That's what I'm talking about.
Come to the family-owned and operated Cassius Casino in Port Allen today, where the Vegas-style video poker machines are ready for your entertainment. Cassius Casino is the finest, cleanest, classiest casino around. And Cassius 50-style diner is now serving seafood daily, along with your favorite home-cooked specials 24/7. Hey, Cassius is fun. Cassius is exciting. So come to the unsinkable Cassius Casino in Port Allen. Over the river 2 miles west of exit 151.
I can't believe y'all brought me out in the blind and we ain't got no food. Man, I'm hungry.
Don't worry, Gary. This will be over quick.
Thanks to our sponsor, Raising Cane's and Todd Grays, a real Louisiana sportsman and conservationist, with true aim and sure shot, giving back to Louisiana.
Good job, girl. That's a better retrieve than any duck. Cane's, the official chicken of Louisiana outdoors.
And welcome to the Paradise, Louisiana Hunting Report. And Gary, all in all, this has not been a bad year when you look around and you consider all of the different game. There's been a lot of big deer that were killed this year, that were dropped, that were sent in.
Yeah,
duck hunting, it was kind of some
deer,
spotty areas.
I mean,
but
I
a lot
agree
of
with
good
you.
areas
Deer,
too.
I don't deer hunt, but yeah, we have been a lot of deer. I've been having
Absolutely.
a lot of first-time deer kills by young
Mhm.
ladies and different people. And well, I'm getting 10 and 12 of them a week. You know, they send it to the show, and I appreciate that, and y'all keep it up. The deer season has been good. It's hit or miss on ducks. People like you and them, but you know where it sort of came back? I was getting reports the other day. We was in Dularge fishing, and I looked all over. I seen 4 ducks the whole time we were fishing. Maybe I was just concentrating on them redfish.
Mhm.
And when I got home, I had a friend of mine tell me his son got Larry Weeks, his son has got a lease down in Dularge, but they do a little blast and cast, and they had a great weekend. During the week, they had a great duck hunt. I guess it's just like at Pecan Island. Pecan Island ducks are the strangest thing I've ever seen. Some people are having feasts and others having famine.
Well, in coastal Louisiana, late season, you got 2 big issues to consider. Number 1 is water. If you don't have the water to access those ducks and get out there, there's areas where they're holding ducks, or sometimes they'll sit offshore.
That's like the Chaffalay Delta.
But they're not in the marsh. The other thing is pressure. There are a lot of areas now with the advent of the Go Devils and the surface drives, the Mud Buddies and the Gator Tails. Everybody's got a pop-up line on a boat. Access has never been as good as it is, so it even puts more pressure on the ducks. In those areas that are getting pressure, they'll just leave. They're not going to sit there.
I don't know of any places, even the places we've been hunting in Arkansas, that had great years. You know, Mom, I had 3 tremendous. I thought I was in Argentina. The next time you go over there in the cold weather, extra amount of rain that scatters the ducks, they're not congregated. I don't care where you hunt ducks. If you're going to be a duck hunter, you're going to have the days where they just ain't flying.
Mm-hmm.
Especially down in Venice or even down in Buras. If that fog is on that river, you can forget about it. It's unsafe, for number 1. And number 2 is ducks don't like to fly. Geese, if you're in a rice field and you hear geese flying in there, you got a good chance to kill geese. Because if you can call good, they're going to come under that fog and looking for what they're hearing, and they're going to get it. Ducks are not like that.
Well, on the other side of that coin, if there's no fog, snow geese are about impossible to kill these days. You got to go through a lot of effort to be able to bring those geese in and be in an area where there's absolutely almost no pressure. You're not going to get them. Speaking of geese, that's been something else that really hasn't materialized yet. We've still got a lot of days to go. The conservation orders coming up after the regular season. Small game, squirrel hunters have done, I would say it's been an average year for squirrel hunters, and the woodcock has been phenomenal. The cold temperatures that we've had, this long, steadily cold winter temperatures have kept the woodcock in this area and been a lot of success. Rabbit hunters, the jury's still out. That's just coming into prime time, and we'll see how they do.
Well, I hear the squirrels been doing good. I talked to Larry Weeks. We're looking up squirrel hunts. You and I might be going up there or you might be going up there to Cocodrie and hunting squirrels with a dog. But going back to ducks, and this is what perplexes me. Even the good places I know I've hunted, Top Gun. Now, I'm going to be up to Top Gun the last 2 days and see what was going on. I'm going to see the possibility of hunting geese. I'm also going to go goose hunting with my urologist, Dr. James Morris. I got one set toward the Capt area. We're going over there and hunt geese, and we're going to put out the rags and the decoys and no conservation order. These guys are calling. You know, some of them call with their mouth. You know, if you saw that clip the other day, it wasn't a whole lot of sign. If we have time, I want you to hear this guy call with his mouth. It was last week he was hunting with Hill Wagner and them. But my brother and them, again, I'm going to tell you, them boys have killed a lot of ducks. They killed a lot of ducks. Last year, the last 2 weeks of the season, they were flooded. They couldn't even get to their blind, you know. So it's just the way it is. You're talking about hit and miss. Duck hunting is not an exact science.
No, not by
But it's a lot of fun. If you you know, especially if you got dogs and you train, you look forward to it. I just wish it could run a little bit longer. If it started early, and they always get the date, I wish they'd start early and close later. Don't forget they got a youth hunt coming. It's the last one Saturday, by the way, in the West Zone.
Well, they do have one on February 1st, too.
Yeah.
You know, they have that 1 day for the East Zone, too.
Right.
All right, we'll be back with more. You're watching Paradise, Louisiana.
When you're ready to really enjoy life at a slower pace, become a landowner. First South Farm Credit specializes in financing and refinancing land, but not just for farmers. They offer loans to purchase timberland, hunting and fishing, or recreational property. Their experience in land, timber, and loans set them apart from standard lending institutions. Contact a First South Farm Credit loan officer for more information. First South Farm Credit, a specialized rural land investment lender helping you realize your dream.
Introducing Powerade Ion 4, complete with 4 electrolytes lost in sweat. Powerade Ion 4, the complete sports drink.
And welcome back to the news segment of Paradise, Louisiana. And Gary, anytime you start a new year, always a lot of news to talk about.
You know, I got to go back to the old news. I forgot one person. I got to give equal time. Gordy Rush, by the way, also won the Buddy D Award at the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame banquet. And, you know, I didn't even realize Gordy was Italian. I knew I liked him for some reason. He's a hustler. He's a good boy. But then if I heard he went to Jesuit, I might not liked him quite as much, you know, because that thing between Catholic Eye and Rommel and brother, you know. But, by the way, he is a Jesuit graduate, but he's also what he calls a central residence in central, out of East Baton Rouge Parish, but I like to know it as at Greenville Springs. You know, that's where I come from. Gordy, I want to congratulate you. You did a great job that night and did a great job with Guaranteed Broadcast. And
in case people don't know, he's a sideline reporter for the LSU.
That's right, and he also does the WBRZ show with the Tigers with Les
And he
Miles,
did a pretty good job of filling in, too, doing some analysis, too.
Yeah, he does a great job, and he's been in there a long time. He's a heck of a salesman, too. We're gonna rope him in. So congratulations, Gordy. What a great day. You also from the Baton Rouge area, so New Orleans didn't wipe it away, and all the Mandeville people. So, but look, we got a lot of news coming up right now. hottest topic right now in the West is just snapper. Tell me what we're hearing about that.
Well,
what they pull.
we're getting ready to find out whether the National Marine Fisheries Service and the Gulf Fisheries Management Council is going to approve Amendment 40, which is sector separation, which basically will take a certain amount of the fish away from the recreational quota. You know, the recreational fishermen get 49% of the total Gulf quota, 51% go to the commercials. They want to take some fish away from the recreationals, assign them to a new user group, charter boat captains. There's 17 of them. None of them are Louisiana guys. They have that quota that they can use for their own purposes when they want to catch them and pretty much how they want to catch them. So a lot of people are very opposed to the sector separation. If those fish should be put into a separate category for commercial fishermen, for charter captains, it should come from the commercial because that's a money-making operation. It's not recreational pursuit of fishermen as the average fisherman.
It's recreational fishermen on the boat, but like I said, them captains are making that money on there. And they've been suffering. No doubt about it. You know, it look like they're trying to separate everybody, and they want us to fight. They want us to fight. We shouldn't be fighting. We're all supposed to be in this battle together, and something's got to happen in Washington. I'm telling you what, you're going to not only check and see what's going on, but if you're a fisherman and fishing in the Gulf right now, it's time to get off of your butt and start talking to your congressmen. That's where it's going to come from. People in Congress, even the president, whether you like him or not, you better put something bug in his ear and start saying, hey, what they're doing is almost unconstitutional.
Well, to find out more details, go to ccalouisiana.com and look up an article by Ted Venker, who is the conservation director for CCA. He kind of outlines what they did, and it was a backdoor move. They made this announcement on Christmas Eve, pretty much assuring that if people did hear it, they weren't going to have the time to react to it. So there's still time. If you can, contact your elected officials, get involved with CCA, and fight this sector separation on red snapper. What else is brewing?
Well, I'm going to tell you what. Right now we had in the bass tournament field, there's a bunch of news now. The good news is, you know, the Bassmaster Classic is going to Birmingham and it'll be fishing Lake Gunnerville the 21st to the 23rd. And all the people like to follow that, you know, that's to be there. Some local bass tournaments are no longer. Eric Andersek tournament is no longer. The news came out last week that it done ran its course. Children's Miracle Network, one that you hosted, you a lot, Joe Macalusa, y'all hosted every year at St. James Boat Club, and they're gone. And what it did, it caused panic, you know, because the Children's Hospital Bass Classic has been going on before. The different organizations that they supported, but Gary Cross and his crew, you know, and Brad Rodriguez, they have been pushing, this thing's been going on for years with different sponsors, and this year, it is going on. Jerry Lane Enterprises is the big sponsor, along with Cabela's, like they are always. So that's the 1st of March, same as has been going on. One of the biggest tournaments in the state. So if you want to participate, that's the one. To fill the void, we're going to tell you more about it later. The Trinity Outdoors, another one we work with back and forth. They do a lot with physically challenged hunters, fishermen, anything in the outdoors. That's why they call it Trinity Outdoors. It's a more religious base there. Everybody's jumping on board. A lot of the people that are doing it. Cabela's is another one going to be on the way in. That's going to be coming up in the first part of April. I think it's April 5th. Don't take my word for it, but you'll be hearing more and more about that tournament to take the place of those other ones. And that's in the bass tournament news. That's all I have now. The Louisiana Woodcock chapter. The new Woodcock chapter, they call it right now, is the Sportsman Habitat Banquet. It's going to be in West Baton Rouge. That's going to be at the end of the month, February 28th. Things start at 5 o'clock.
I'll be there.
It'll be at West Baton Rouge. You've been
there
every year. West Baton Rouge Conference Center. Right. You can see it off the interstate. You get it off of 415. Come in there. So that banquet's coming up. If you want to contact and find out more information about that, you contact Sean Trahan. And we're going to run the number on the screen. It's 337-654-4559, or you can get her at the Cajun at cloud.com.
I also want to remind you, turkey hunters, I just got a couple of weeks before the deadline approaches. If you want to get on one of those WMA lottery hunts that have been created, you need to apply before February 7th, I think is the date. Go to Wildlife and Fisheries website and check that out. Take advantage of getting some pretty good turkey hunting on some public land. Gary, Bassmaster Classic, did you mention that?
That's it.
February
21st
21st
to the 23rd. all the activities are going to be in Birmingham, but the fishing will be at Lake Gunnersville.
All right, that's our new segment. We'll be right back with
Gary
the Berkeley.
Krause is going to be there too.
He's
Gary
fishing
Krause.
in it?
No, he didn't
qualify.
He's going to be
God
riding.
darn.
I
Maybe
believe
next
he
year.
can qualify, but he's going to be there. He's always going to be there all 3 days.
All right, stay tuned. We'll be
For
right
4 or
back
5
with the
days,
Berkeley Abu Garcia Fishing Report here on Paradise, Louisiana.
When you shop for health insurance, you'll find Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Louisiana everywhere.
No matter where you are, you're covered through and through. We got a blue.
Every parish, every zip code.
Lake Charles, North Brown, Chandelou. From Venice to Vidalia, Bayou too.
Call your Blue Cross agent or go to bcbsla.com and enroll today.
We got a blue for you.
Hey guys, John here. I want to tell you about 2 new exciting products on the market from Louisiana Fish Fry Products, #1 selling fry and batter in the country. First is a Cajun fry. It's spicy. It has a great blend of cornmeal and corn flour, the right texture, the right flavor, and good heat. The other is a beer batter, wonderful on shrimp, onion rings, mushrooms, and any white fish. 2 great products available today. Go out and get them from Louisiana Fish Fry Products. Enjoy them.
Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change has been keeping cars and trucks in Baton Rouge clean and running smooth for over 50 years. At Benny's, we feature professional car washing, complete detailing, high-tech waxing and buffing, interior cleaning, and tire shine. Benny's, one stop for car maintenance with complete oil and lube services and even state inspections at our express locations. Visit one of our 5 convenient locations, including our newest store on Greenwell Springs Road. And don't forget to stop by Be Quick Convenience Store and Fuel Stop. Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change. Drive in dirty, drive out clean.
Welcome to the Berkeley Abu Garcia Fishing Report. And Gary, we got to start this report off with the highlight. Jack Payne, good friend of ours down at Sweetwater Marina and Guide Service, brought in a phenomenal speckled trout caught off of Oak River in Delacroix, not really known for monster trout. And you're looking at the photograph, and I got to tell you, that fish, at being 29.5 inches in a spawn setting, would go 10 pounds plus. He estimated this one to be somewhere between 7.5 and 8.5, and he decided to release it, which is probably a good business move for him.
Well,
People
yeah.
knowing at least there's that one fish.
But you know,
there.
that I heard, when I read the story was, because I can't hear, good thing I did, but when I read the story, they were catching redfish just like we were doing the Dularge. It was just every cast they catching redfish. They had a young boy in there. Jack cuts at the hook. He said, "Here, take this thing." And he started pulling. He thought it was a big redfish pulling. When Jack saw it, he said, "Give me that rod. Give me that rod." They brought that fish in, and you know, he said 8.5 pounds. I looked at it too. You know, 29.5-inch fish. I had a fish one time was 28.5-inch fish after the spawn.
Yeah.
And it didn't weigh 8. You know, but if it had a belly, the guy said, "Oh, that's an 8 and 9 pound fish." You know, you can guess all day long. But that is a trophy. That's a monster.
It's
a big
a beautiful
fish and
speckled
threw
trout.
it back. And by the way, Jack and them were catching a lot of fish over there. Yeah. And when that water that's the report I'm getting. Everywhere we go, them guys are saying, this water's got to warm up. That's why during the day they catch them on the bottom, barely feeling the touch. But they're trying to catch them fish. Now, I saw y'all were catching fish in that cold weather under a cork. Over there, they're not catching them.
Over the shells, because they had shells with sunlight heating the water up.
And it warms it up.
Moving, yeah.
But that's the story in Dularge. That's the story in Big Lake right now. I told you, my brothers, all of them, most of it is drum, which they catch all the time, redfish and flounder. You know, the rest of them, the speckled trout right now are just not a whole lot of numbers, unless you do like I do. I call somebody down in Delacroix and they found one deep hole or they got some warm days and they caught them.
Yep. Well, another good spot on the North Shore, Lake Pontchartrain, right as you launch out of the Wrigley's Marina, you're basically in Gohagen's Canal. I got some good reports of some mixed catches coming from there, too.
Well, you know, offshore, again, I'll tell you, Wahoo, when they can get out, Wahoo are everywhere. That's them guys we're talking right now, either from Grand Isle, going out of Grand Isle, especially out of Venice, they catching Wahoo. They all around their rigs, they throwing, they pulling those bomber baits and they catching Wahoo. Perfect size too. Some of them up to 80 pounds.
That's a great fish. Not only great fighting fish, a great eating fish. Also got a report that there was some mangrove snapper showing up at some of the close-in rigs, and that's a good early sign. Gary, we were talking about all the bass tournaments, that some of them are canceled. A lot of them are coming up on the schedule. How's the bass fishing situation? I'm not hearing much out there. What's the problem?
Well, I got to give you a report, too. The Junior Southwest Bassmasters had that their first tournament of the year out of Drawron's Landing, and let me read these things off because they're the life. In first place in the 18-year-old group was Alex Heinz from Denham Springs. He had 6 pounds. And the second place was Taylor Clark from Perryville, and third place was Dylan King from Denham Springs. Big bass was Alex Heinz with a 2.86, almost 3-pound fish. In the elder division, first place was Tony Gafford from Denham Springs with 9 pounds. Second place was James Nelson from Denham Springs. Third place was Blake Betts from Baton Rouge. And I know Blake. Blake fishes a lot of those big tournaments now. So, and big bass was Tony Gafford, Denham Springs. So that's the Junior Bass Masters. If you get interested in all y'all boys in high schools and younger who belong in the Bass Masters or fishing the circuit, y'all get in touch with them at Junior Bass Masters. They got a website.
All right, what about Sac-A-Lait? What's the latest?
Sac-A-Lait is tremendous at Toledo Bend. Now, I'm telling you, people calling me, I ain't getting over there. I know the weather's been bad and the wind. I have never remembered this many freezes lately. You know, it's been low freezing, that many in a season. So, you know, and we still got them coming. You know, so I don't know, but it don't seem to hurt the Sac-A-Lait where they're going. The water rising thing. I seen we have a slight fall. I went to talk with Gary Krause and your boy Jeff Brewer and find out why they're starting to fall in the rivers. So it's coming down and then it's going back up. It's like it just keep going. I saw where Morgan City was falling, then all of a sudden I see it's coming back up. So that's tied into the spillway. And then Lake Verret area, and don't forget the marsh. This time of year, you know, people start creeking down there. And remember I told you last year, you take a kayak or a little pond boat or walk a pond or a lake or a gravel pit. Right now is the time of year. Between now and the end of February, I've caught the biggest fish, the fish on my wall. That's where they come from. You know, that's the months they came from, and you can fish them with jigs, you can fish them even the crankbait.
All right, these reports we give you, some of them come firsthand from me and Gary Krause. Others we get from the marina operators, professional fishing guys, but a lot of them come from you, the viewers. So continue to send your fishing reports, and by all means, throw that nice picture with it and send it right here to us. Gary at ParadiseLouisiana.com. That's about it, Gary.
That's it, man. Good luck fishing.
Right.
Stay warm.
We'll see you next
week.
week.
Dress in layers.
Right back here on Paradise, Louisiana.
And like your buddy says, pick up your trash.
Paradise, Louisiana, with Gary Risponi and Don Dubuque. Paradise, Louisiana would also like to thank these sponsors.
Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change, Cracker Barrel Convenience Stores. We have more than you expect. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Louisiana, Farm Bureau Insurance, Louisiana Fish Fry Product, Chemco, First South Farm Credit, Area Wholesale Tire Company, Tire Programs for Tire Dealers.